Is the universe infinite? Does it have an edge? And if so, what would you see if you went there? Today, we know the universe began about 14 billion years ago and has been expanding ever since. But if something is expanding, shouldn't it have an edge? Well, sort of. Since information can't travel faster than light, we can only see the parts of the universe whose light has reached us in the past 14 billion years. So, when we look out, we see a sphere centered on us, the observable universe. But it's more complicated. Because the universe has been expanding, the farthest things we can see are now actually 45 billion light years away. So, our observable universe is a sphere with a radius of 45 billion light years, containing about 200 billion galaxies, each with hundreds of billions of stars. For us, there is an edge. We're looking into the past until there's no past left. But this edge is really more like a limit in time, not space. The real universe is certainly bigger than what we can see. But how much bigger? There are two options. Either the universe is really big but finite, or it's truly infinite. If it's finite, you could, at least in theory, fill it with a finite amount of ice cream. But that raises a weird problem. A finite universe should have an edge, a cosmic wall where space ends. And if there's an edge, what's outside it? By definition, the universe is all there is. So, does it even make sense to talk about something outside of everything? Physics has a workaround. You can have a universe with no border but still a finite amount of space. Imagine an orange and a tiny ant. The ant can only see a small patch of the skin, just as we can only see a small chunk of the universe. But if the ant keeps walking, it'll eventually circle the orange and return to its starting point. The orange's skin isn't infinite, but it doesn't have an edge. The universe could be similar, not a sphere but a hypersphere, where 3D space curves back on itself. Impossible to visualize, but the point is no borders, no outside. If you flew a spaceship in a straight line, you'd eventually return to Earth. How could we know if the universe is a hypersphere? On Earth, we see things disappear below the horizon, which lets us calculate Earth size. Scientists looked for a universe horizon, but didn't find one. This means that if the universe is a hypersphere, it must be so big that it appears flat from our perspective, at least 1,000 times bigger than our observable universe, maybe 1,000,000,000,000 times bigger, but definitely not smaller. Some scientists propose an even wilder idea. The universe could be like the frosting on a donut, a hypertenate, also impossible to picture. In this universe, if you travel in a straight line, you'll return to your starting point, but with twists. Two spaceships heading in different directions might return at different times. Light from distant galaxies could take different paths, creating cosmic Hall of Mirrors effects. You could see the same star in two places, even at different moments in its life. Such a universe could be just a few times bigger than the observable universe, or much, much larger. We don't know. But what if the universe is truly infinite and space goes on forever? The cosmological model most scientists use actually describes an infinite universe. We mostly use it to calculate what happens in our observable patch, but if taken literally, it predicts infinity. An infinite universe has no border anywhere, impossible to visualize. Wherever you look, there's more and more stuff in every direction. This raises big questions. If the universe is infinite, is it also eternal? Did it exist forever? We don't know, but there's strong evidence for the Big Bang, so it seems the universe started at some point. But since the Big Bang, the universe has been expanding. How can something infinite get bigger? Cosmic expansion just means the distances between galaxies are growing. Even an infinite space can stretch. Infinity gets weirder. If you keep traveling, you'll find new galaxies, new wonders, and maybe even new life forms. But after a long, long time, you might find something truly special, yourself. An exact copy of you right now. How? Everything is made from a finite number of particles, which can only combine in so many ways. If space is infinite and filled with stuff, eventually, combinations repeat. Although just because something is possible doesn't mean it will happen. If the laws of physics are the same everywhere, then somewhere, the same conditions could lead to another you. Even if the chance of an exact copy of you is almost zero, In an infinite universe, almost zero is still a huge number. But you'd have to travel so far to find another Earth like ours, about 10 to the 10 to the 29 times the size of the observable universe, that it's basically forever far away. So, in a truly infinite universe, every combination of particles could exist somewhere. But these scenarios are more science philosophy than testable science. If the universe is infinite, we'll never know for sure. For us, the universe is finite and has an edge, a limit in time. Everything we can interact with is within the observable universe, and that's likely to remain true forever. Even if this finite universe feels small, it's more than big enough for all our dreams and discoveries. Infinitely enough for all of us. If you enjoyed exploring these cosmic mysteries, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Drop your thoughts and questions in the comments. We'd love to hear what you think about the edge of the universe.